G'day guys, welcome back. Today we're at the beach. We're going to be giving a bit of a theory to the test. A lot of people sort of ask the question, what's the best sort of driving mode for the sand? What should your transfer case be in when you are, on the beach? So today I've come out to the beach, pretty warm day. I suppose it's probably 28 plus degrees. The sand's hot and it is very deep. So this is going to be a real test of, what is good and what's not. I've got the treads behind me just in case, because I dare say we're going to be struggling with some of the tests. So yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. With this test, it's just going to be down to the transfer case and the car. It's not going to be down to the tires and that sort of thing. It's just going to be what is the best transfer case setting for the beach. So obviously I have the Maxxis Razors, the all-terrains, which are pretty good tyres. They're not bad at all. They're currently at 40 psi and that's where I'm going to leave them. Now the reason for that is, if, say for example, someone come onto the beach and they had no idea what they were supposed to be doing, this is going to be a really good example of what would happen if that person knew that, hey, I know I should probably not have the traction control on and I should probably be in four-wheel drive. They might not even know that they need to drop tyre pressures and that sort of thing. So that's why we're going to leave the the tyre pressures alone, and it's just going to be 40 psi. They're typically 38 when they're cold, 40 because we had to drive here, but they're typically 38, so that's what we're going to do. So it's literally just down to the tyres and whatever the transfer case is doing. So the tests are going to be, we're going to do one test in two-wheel drive or auto. I don't expect to really have anything happen. I think we'll probably just sit there and get bogged. And then four-wheel drive, which I know works, and then four low. So I know those two will be fine, but we're going to also measure just how far they go and how fast. So what I mean by that is, we're going to set up a nice little stretch along this straight bit here. I'm going to set two sticks about 20 meters apart, and we're going to line up at the first stick, and then we're going to time how long it takes to get to the second stick, which is 20 meters away. And that will give us a bit of an indication as to what grips up the best and allows for the car to put the power down. I'll try and keep, the throttle control as steady as possible. We're going to keep it in sand mode because I do dare say that, if someone who was a bit new to four-wheel driving looked down, they seen sand mode and they were on the beach, they'd probably press it. So we'll press that. Not that it's going to really do too much. It just helps with a little bit of throttle control. Obviously traction control is going to be off because I don't want to leave it on because it will get us bogged. That's definitely a really good tip. Don't put your traction control on if you're going to the beach, because when you want to put power down, all that's just going to happen is your wheels are going to just go forward, stop, and you're going to lose all your momentum, and that'll be the end of it. So getting out of this little bit here, I will have to be in four-wheel drive, just because it's pretty deep right here where I am, and I've left it in auto. I think we'd probably be stuck and would have to break out the treads. However, really beautiful day regardless of the temperature. I'm going to find a couple of good sticks. We'll set them out down there a little bit, and we'll get set up for the test. Also give you a look at just how deep the sand is, just with some of my wheel tracks here, so you've got a good idea of just sort of the conditions of what this beach is like. So let's crack on. Alright, so as you can see here, there's some of my tyre marks here. Let's give a bit of zoom on that. As you can see just how deep that is there, and especially coming in here as well. So we do have quite some soft sand, which is gonna pose quite a challenge to us. So So you can see down there, got a couple of sticks set up. So that'll give me a good indication of how we're sort of traveling. That's about 20 meters. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So the first test is just going to be in auto, traction control off, sand mode, and we'll sort of just see what it does. You're just seeing how soft that was. So we're now in auto, traction controls off, in sand mode. We're lined up. Let's see what it does. Alrighty, I think we're lined up about the same. That was actually sort of surprising. I didn't expect it to do that, but it actually did fine. So it obviously realised that it needed to send power to the front wheels, so yeah, that's what it did. So that was good. That was a good test. You can obviously see just by how sort of slow it is to take off. It's soft, so it'll only get softer as we keep digging it up, but this is for high now, traction control off, all the rest of the business. So we'll sort of see how this goes. This should be a lot better. And just watch your fuel go down when you're doing this too. Pretty hard on the car. And I got here and had about 830 k's of range, something like that. So we'll see what it's like at the end. Okay, that actually seemed worse. I don't know if it's just because we're starting to dig it up a bit, but it doesn't look like it. But that actually seemed worse for whatever reason, so I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the last one for low, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm digging the sand up a lot where I'm turning around, so it's pretty funny. But we're not really struggling, so yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Alrighty, that one definitely felt a lot slower, but we've certainly dug it up a whole heap more now. Especially down here where I've been turning around. You can see it's really chewed up the beach. Really chewed it up there turning around. But yeah, there you go. So it sort of did surpass what I was sort of anticipating. I thought I was going to be stuck here bogged, but clearly not. I should have been giving the patrol more credit than what I was, because of course it's going to get me out. From my sort of experience on this beach, obviously it sort of does differ from beach to beach. With this really soft sand and how it always gets a lot of sun, it doesn't always have shade on it. 4 high for me has been completely fine here. There's no real need for 4 low. It just not really needed for this sort of beach stuff. If you were towing something, yeah, you could probably get away with 4 low and have a bit different ratio for that torque. But if you're just, you know, not towing anything, 4 high is completely fine for this sort of thing. We'll see through the video which one the winner is, but just from feeling it, I think 4 high or auto certainly up there is one of the quickest. I was quite surprised with that actually. So there you go. Transfer case setting do you need? Well, like I said, I think 4 high is just fine for this sort of beach work. If you're towing, yeah, maybe 4 low. And obviously momentum is your friend. You don't really need to use your brakes on the beach. The sand will actually absorb a lot of your momentum and slow you down if you do need to slow down. But of course, if you do need to keep moving, definitely keep the momentum up. And obviously it's a lot more of a handful on the beach, the sand just sort of takes you where it wants to, so you really have to be in control of it. Obviously lowering your tyre pressures is a big one as well. That's sort of a must do when you get to the beach. Lower your tyre pressures down, start at 23 psi and then sort of see how you go. That'll certainly get you out of trouble until you can sort of gauge what the actual sand is doing, and then obviously go down as far as you need to from there. But that's a really good starting point, and it'll certainly keep you moving, which is the most important thing. Also, obviously use things to your advantage. So we've got Max Tracks and treads and all that sort of good recovery board stuff nowadays, so that's certainly something to add to your list, or to remember that you pack if you are heading out to the beach, because if you are by yourself like I am, it'll probably be an hour before anyone can get out here and recover me. So if I can do it myself, well, not only does it save me a lot of time, it means I'm not a liability to anyone, and it means that I can get home safely, and gives me the confidence to know at least I can get myself out if I do have to. If you really are in a pinch, you can use good pieces of wood under the wheels to give you that extra traction as well, and the lifting effect is what actually really helps to get you out of the sand. Bring a shovel as well is also a really good thing to have. So there you go. Thanks for watching. I know it's been a little while since I put a video out, however, take this as a little bit of an update. I have ordered a bunch of stuff for the Patrol. It will be getting a new front bar, rear bar. We've got suspension lined up, getting a lift put on it. What else? Oh, there's a few other little bits and pieces that are coming as well. Some interior stuff. I've got some interior fabric, so we're going to do some custom interior stuff as well. There's some other bits and bobs as well that are coming. I can't remember off the top of my head. There's just so much stuff that's going on for the Patrol now. Lead times are obviously a big thing, so we're not actually going to see these videos happen until probably next year or early to late December. So the rear bar is getting made next month, and the front bar will be getting made in February next year. So we're not going to see them until probably next year. However, just know that that will be coming, and I will be doing a bit of a walk around and review on the rear bar when it does rock up, just so we can sort of have a bit of a gauge of what it's like, because it is a very new product on the market. So new, in fact, that they only have CAD renderings of it on an actual Y62. So we haven't actually properly seen what it looks like. However, just from the CAD renderings, it looks really great, so I'm keen for that. But that doesn't really matter, because that'll give me a good chance to get all suspension sorted out. So that'll be new rear lower arms, and a 2-inch lift as well, using the on-track kit. So that'll be good, and that'll also mean that we'll have all our weight sorted out. So when it does come time for the front and rear bar to go on, the front of the car won't be sagging down, and neither will the rear, so especially with the drawers and all the stuff in the back. So that's also very important. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video and gotten something out of it. It's always fun ripping around on the sand, so you gotta love that as well. So until next time, guys, stay safe out on the tracks, and I'll see you at the next video. Remember how I said I had 830 k's of range, somewhere around there? That's how much I've got now after about half an hour of driving on the sand. So yeah, the fuel gauge was at full, so there you go. That's what the old beach will do to your fuel economy.